We're rolling.
Oh, I saw it start.
Wasn't doing it for some reason. Now we're
Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for Nerdbuzzed.
Nerdbuzzed doesn't condone the consumption of alcohol by any person under the age of 21. Please drink responsibly.
Yeah.
Welcome to Nerdbuzzed, the podcast where we talk about all the nerdy stuff that we care about and drink a cold frosty brew. I'm your host,
Already
Marcus
drank
Ellinger.
too many.
With me, as always,
Jeremiah Johnson.
I'm going to try one more time. Over in the nerd camp, our favoritist intern there could ever be, the one, the only, the amazing.
Oh, you're not gonna. Oh, I thought you were gonna say my name too. Hi, my name's Jack. I don't smoke crack. My mom left and she never came back. That's my song.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow.
That's my song.
It explains a lot, I will say.
you can hit up girls on Tinder with that rhyme.
Okay.
It hasn't worked so far, but one of these days.
Let's be fair. That's all you do on Tinder is hit up girls. Or dudes, maybe that's your thing, whatever.
No,
we don't
dude.
discriminate. Tinder definitely doesn't. So, we're going to go to Jay for the beer.
Yeah.
Good luck with this one, Jay.
We are grabbing out of the Dick's box.
That's right. I got a box of dicks down here.
Yep. And where'd you get that? Where did you get your box of
See,
Dicks?
look. I'm not just saying it. I'm not just being a dick.
It's the
It's actually
variety
a box
pack.
of dicks.
Box of Dicks.
Box
huh?
of dicks.
This
I've
is
drank
the
too many
episode
dicks, apparently.
2 for today.
Yeah. So we just random grabbed one of the Dick's brews out of the Dick's box.
Yes.
And you grabbed them for both of us.
Yes.
Yep. What'd you grab for yourself?
I grabbed the...
Tell me all about it.
I grabbed the India Pale Ale, Northwest India Pale Ale, from Dick's Brewing. It is... out of Centralia, Washington. Cool.
Yeah.
I don't see the... 6.2%.
6.2. 6 point dose. And you grabbed for me the cream stout, which has kind of a cool eye patch bowl on it. I actually kind of like that
Oh, I didn't
with a
even
glow eye.
notice
And
Is that a bull or is that a buffalo?
I don't know. It's kind of got the Jerry curl over them, and
Yeah, it looks
Little-
like a bull.
yeah, I think it looks like it's. I bet it drives a Camaro. That's all I'm gonna say. That it parks on its pirate ship.
Oh.
And the percentage on mine, where is it?
pirate airship.
Yeah, it's pirate. Nice. I like it. I don't see one. Where'd you find it on yours? It's got to be on there.
Yeah.
No, I don't. Oh, wait. I see it. 5.5.
5.5.
So, I'm going to be upfront and honest. I've already kind of dabbled in the Dick's box myself.
Yeah, I noticed.
Right?
It's like over half gone.
Yeah. It was not last night, so I'm not hungover today, which is great. We'll see what happens tonight. But
So I got to ask, do you like Dicks?
I really actually do like Dick's a lot. They're great. So far, the numbers, they're not like the highest numbers in the world, but I think this is a good example of you don't have to have the biggest numbers, but it's what you do with them, right?
Yes.
Totally, which, classic
Wow,
Dick's.
it took you that long?
So it's a...
It's really hard to do that stopwatch.
So it
There's
is,
only 3 buttons.
Yeah.
There's like a million buttons.
It's like 3 buttons and 2 billion combinations. So it's a 12-pack,
Yes.
right? I can't remember where I got it from. I think maybe it was Grocery Outlet.
Okay.
But a typical...
You never know what you're going to get there.
That's very true. You might get a box of Dicks. And you might be pleasantly surprised. Typically, that might not be a good thing. But there's 12 of them in
Both
here.
of which are available on Tinder.
Yeah, yes, because they don't discriminate. The most non-discriminative dating site in the world is Tinder.
Except for the people that are on it are totally...
Yes. But typically a 12-pack comes with like some semblance
It's
of
3
order,
varieties
right?
or 4 varieties.
Yeah, right. And so you either get four different or 3 different beers, 4 of them, or 4 different beers, 3 of them, right? This, not that way at all. It's like there's some machine in the Dick's factory that just shoots out the different Dick's brews in there, and they just randomly fall in a 12-pack. So
Nice.
there were 2 of 4 of them, and
Okay.
then 4 of just single random ones.
Nice.
And I already drank all those.
Oh, okay.
Not today, but
So we're doing the doubles, not the randoms.
yeah, these are the doubles are what were left because I thought we could drink them together.
Okay.
But we just We just dick grabbed and got what we got. So,
All right.
Yeah. It's going to be a running theme of the show. Get used to it.
down.
Yeah. And on first impressions of mine, this is
It looks
super
dark
dark.
and thick.
Yeah,
Dark
like
and
crazy dark. Like, I cannot
there's-
see.
there's
There's
no opacity
zero
to that
light
at all.
coming through this at all.
This IPA is actually incredibly clear, but almost the same color as the last one we had.
Yeah.
It's nice red, amber color. So,
Not cloudy at all, though.
no, it is super clear.
How does your... Mine smells really roasty.
Mine smells really malty.
Nice. Yeah, take a whiff. Is that like beyond
yeah.
roasty?
That's really malty, roasty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
So, how
I'm
are you, Jack?
excited
What
to
are you
actually
drinking?
drink this.
I am drinking
Lemonade?
Hot Lips, real root soda. I know it goes well with the Dick's. Dick's Brew. We are advertiser friendly. Please.
Oh my god.
Yep.
So, what do you think of your
So Marcus or Jeremy, both of them, kind of commented on how it looks like a hippie ginger ale, and it definitely smells like one because it actually smells
Like patchouli?
ginger.
Oh.
Like they just squeeze out armpit
Yeah.
hairs,
patchouli and must?
armpit dreads.
There's all these awesome, like, hippie chicks just twisting their armpit hairs into it.
God, no. All right.
All right. And that
It's a weird. It's
That's what that
you
said
can't
of it
really
was.
see
He
it, but
started
it's a
it.
sickly, urine-like yellow.
Yeah, it's very... It
Dude,
looks...
if your urine looks like that, that's
pretty
bad.
good.
Yeah.
It smells. I almost.
You need to get some antibiotics if your urine looks like that, buddy.
Right? It might fix your hot lips, too.
Right, you see it better now, yeah. But I'm interested in trying it. It smells good. It doesn't really smell like a soda that much, but whatever.
It doesn't look very fizzy, either.
Oh, maybe because
Yeah.
you shook the crap out of it before you...
Yeah, right?
I didn't. I shook it a little bit to mix it up, but then I forgot it was
not a little
soda.
bit.
Soda.
I'm not drinking a dick.
It was
Knock
very
it off
frantic.
over there.
Hey, wow,
Yeah.
we're 7. We're 7 years old. Are you guys ready to slam them down?
Combined.
Let's drink them. Come on. To all the nerds.
Through all
all
the
the
fuzz.
fuzz.
Bottoms up.
Let's get
nerd buzzed. Clankety.
Wow, very crisp. The malt is very strong and right up front. Hops, it's bittering hops. Not a whole lot of flavoring hops going on there. Quite abrupt with the bittering.
Yeah.
We'll see how it does when it warms up, but it's not as good as the last one we had.
Mine is kind of sweet. It's sweeter than I thought it would be.
Yeah,
It's
that's
not...
because it smelt that malty.
Yeah. It's not quite as roasty as I thought it would taste, but it definitely is. I'm not saying it isn't, but it smelled super roasty. But it's actually pretty good. I was curious to see how these will be because none of them I think are higher than like a 6.2 or 5. What was yours?
Okay, 6.2.
Yeah. So I think that none of them, because we ran into that a lot, where I
Yeah.
think that the beer company is doing everything they can to just jack the numbers up, which I think can compromise flavor. Right? We ran into that, and I'm hoping that
That was like my season 1 running theme.
yeah, and it's still going strong. Like not even now. It's just like this resounding theme over all beer.
Oh,
It
yeah.
seems to be right. It's on the uprise that they just need high numbers. People just want to get wasted.
Yeah.
Some of us would like to have some good flavor along the way. If it tastes good, I'll drink 2. Right?
Yeah.
Like that's fine.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So I'm hoping to see how it warms up, and that we get some a little bit more flavor instead of just burning our taste buds with alcohol.
I'm not getting the burning my taste buds with alcohol.
No, me either.
But,
That's the hope.
Yeah.
We'll see. What do you think, Jack? Does it taste like urine?
No,
Okay.
actually, it is very, 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 very well balanced.
Really?
Where most sodas I drink, this flavor's like, wow, out of the box, slamming, right? You're like, oh, that's a good flavor, and then it goes down, and then your
Lemon
mouth
and
is
ginger.
kind of like,
Ton of lemon and ginger.
wow, all right, guys, sniff that. Oh, you're sniffing mine, okay. But it's like after you drink it, your mouth it doesn't like instantly get gross. Like it's still, I can taste it, and
No
I don't.
wonder it's not super carbonated.
Yeah.
Lightly sparkling.
Yes.
I think that helps because it's it's not there's not that gross aftertaste at all where it's like I need to drink more. It's like I'm fine with having a sip, and my mouth will feel good and taste good. It's like it's perfect balance.
Nice. I
Aligning of the
appreciate that we
spheres.
all are kind of going with beers that are hopefully dialing it down for good flavor.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it
We shall
tastes
see. We didn't even plan
good.
that. That just happened, by the way.
Yep.
Yep. That's kind of the theme of this episode. Random happenstance and see what happens. Because this theme, what's the theme, Jay? Lay it on us.
What is it?
You're going to run the show
theme,
today.
Oh, today's theme is Frantic Gaming.
Whatever that means.
Or
Frantic
non-frantic
Yeah.
gaming.
Me and Jack are a little bit in the dark, but I think I have
Yes.
a pretty good idea.
Yes.
What you mean by that? I think this topic is appropriate, especially for you and me, purely based on just gameplay style.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is actually something that Walter and I have talked about multiple times while waiting for you to show up on GTA Tuesday.
Yeah, okay, but don't sell it like that. Like I'm some douchebag that you're just like, oh my god, when will he be here?
Yeah, he, like,
I don't
never
get off
shows
work.
up to GTA
yeah, right.
Tuesday.
That Marcus is never around.
Yeah.
You guys get off work before me.
I know.
Okay.
I'd show up to. I was gonna do it. This
we don't. Yeah, we don't want to hear about
Tuesday,
your
but,
maybes and.
It was like 1 in the
hopefullys.
morning, and I'm like, "Oh,
Yeah.
Jeremiah, the party's still going." He's like, "I didn't even know I was still on here
Well, yeah. So
because I had just gotten off work."
I get this. I get this. So
Yours
I'm playing
11.
Persona at that point in time, and
At one, so I wasn't that far off. It was 1 in the morning.
it was like midnight 30. But,
Okay.
Yeah, and I was like in one of those fast forward moments of like, yeah, I just need to get through this so I can go to bed, and all of a sudden I get this. Jack has joined the party, or not whatever his
Chodley,
Chodley, yeah, it was Chodley
Yeah.
has joined the party. He's like, hey,
And right away,
Y'all
you knew
here?
it was Jack.
and his you know the way he does it, and so I'm like have to find my headset and plug it in and be like, yo, what's going on? So I'm ready to play. Yeah, we're all like not here anymore.
He's like, yeah, we're still waiting for Marcus.
See, I would play GTA Tuesday if my schedule aligned. So yeah,
Yeah.
unless you
Sorry, I
guys
have to
want to play
piss again.
really. Oh wait, I have school early in the
Oh,
morning.
jeez.
Tell us, what is a frantic game, Jay?
Yeah, what is a frantic game?
Break it down.
So anyway, like I said, Walter and I were talking about it, and it's hope everything comes out okay. By the way,
I'm gonna turn you down.
oh my god, I'm not going to talk that loud. I'm yelling at him because he's like 2 rooms over. But
Expertly, I didn't even have to look.
yeah,
Found
but
my glass.
oh, there you go. No, but like, so we sit down and play a game, and we don't spend as much time on the gaming as other people.
Me? Do you
Yes.
mean me?
Yes.
What do you mean? Okay, but what do you actually mean by that? What do you mean I spend more time on the gaming?
You devote more time and enjoyment out of sitting down and gaming, versus going out and doing other things. Like you don't want to leave the house.
Yeah, it depends on what that thing is, for sure.
Yeah, but I mean, and generally speaking, I mean, Walter and I are going to go out, work on a car, or go hang out with some buddies and do some other thing. Go to pick up a bar, or go sit, outside the house. Generally, you're at home and you want to watch a show or play a game.
Is this like a roast right now?
Right?
Is this an intervention?
No, but this is a conversation Walter and I have had about like playing with Marcus and other stuff. It's like some of these games, Walter he can't handle the games where lots of emotions involved. He gets sick.
Let's be fair. It has to just be motion.
Yes.
Not even lots. The word we don't even need to
I
bring
know.
the word lots in. It's not.
I know.
I'm feeling
he
a little
barfs on a
nauseous right now.
non-frantic game.
I get this.
Yeah.
But what I'm getting at with this is the running theme that we've talked about is, hey, I want to just sit down and enjoy a relaxing evening. Get home, crack a beer, relax and enjoy a game. Because
Yeah.
the limited time that I get playing a game, I don't want to spend it being hyped up and worked up and not enjoying myself.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? And there's aspects of games that I enjoy that adrenaline rush moment, but I don't want the game to be that the entire time.
Mm.
Trying to play Fortnite and PUBG and stuff like that.
Oh, God, don't play Fortnite. Fortnite's trash.
It's
Those are all kind of trash.
no, but you know what I'm saying. Playing that kind of stuff, it's you're always tense. You're always strung out. You're always looking and
Yeah.
what's going on and then for me when I play, it's like I got the beat on somebody. I'm unloading on them and they get one shot on me and I'm dead. I'm like, how is this happening? I know I'm hitting them.
Yeah.
Why am I the one dying right away? I got the drop on him. I got everything. Why am I dying? Or
Because God hates you.
Yeah, well, no, it's just me. It's just me in PvP games. I just get frantically. It's frantic play for me, and I can't handle it.
So
I don't say I can't handle it. I just don't enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I want to enjoy the game. If I'm going to sit down and play a game, I want to enjoy it.
But I think that the moment a game becomes frantic is when that happens, because that doesn't happen to me the way it happens to you guys.
But there are games that are geared towards that. That is the style of play. That is what it is intended to be played like.
Like Doom.
Yeah, but I enjoy a game where, like, even if we just talk GTA, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I enjoy playing GTA and understanding all the little tricks to GTA and figuring out the solving of the puzzle, right? Like, I know the very first thing I'm going to do when I sign on, and I know what I want you guys to be doing, so that we're all have it mapped out. And, like, we talked about this yesterday. Like, within the first hour, we have everything accomplished that needed to get done, so now we can just play hard, and now it's super frantic.
So we can make money. But see, even the playing that we do is not frantic play.
On GTA?
You can do frantic play.
Yeah.
You can get into that situation where you're constantly ducking and rolling and run behind something so they miss you for a second so you can come back around and shoot them and that kind of stuff. That's awesome. I like that if I go seek it out.
Yeah.
And if I do it, it's going to be for I die twice and then I'm out of there. You know what I'm saying? It's like I'm not going out there to spend the whole time in player versus player.
Well, and I think, so, like, let's say you play a game, right? And there's some sort of it has, like, some sort of a combo kind of system in the game, right? And you have to perfect those button controls to get that combo down. And you have to do it within this finite time where the combo doesn't happen and whatever.
And predict what the other person's going to do.
Well, what if it's just single player? Is the game more appealing then? And do you get that satisfaction out of, like, dude, I nailed that combo and kicked that guy's ass? Like, do you have fun with it in a single player against the computer? Is it more that you're playing somebody online that's just owning you, that you don't, that's what it makes it frantic and you don't like?
Okay, and a perfect case example of what you're talking right there was Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Yeah.
Right before we played that last time, I played for like 45 minutes to an hour of the single player combat. I was nailing all of the freaking combos, nailing stuff, working it out where I was juggling people and everything else, and it was no problem. You know?
Yeah.
And the second I got into playing with somebody else, it was, I don't know if it was the fact that we were playing online and there was lag involved, because when we were playing right here in first person, it was still working out for me. I mean, the combos were hitting and stuff. Not as
I'm pretty good at that game, but...
And, no, but what I'm saying is I was enjoying it, though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But you still get irritated.
Of course, nobody wants to lose.
Yeah. But
there's a difference between getting irritated with losing, and then there's a difference between getting irritated with there's no possible way to win because you just cannot pull anything off no matter what.
Yeah.
I've never felt that my whole life.
Well, you want...
Oh, my God.
So, let's go at it now.
Yeah.
No games involved. I guarantee you it's going to feel impossible for you.
I guess maybe I think I do just kind of sit down and maybe have...
ship shooters. Twin stick shooters, chip shooters, stuff like that.
Oh, I love those.
I like those too.
I like those, but I don't play them for long. I sit down knowing that I want to play 20 minutes to half an hour, maybe 45 minutes. And that's what I want. That's the amount of time I want to devote to that.
So, I have a question.
You know what I'm saying? And I enjoy that 45 minutes. But it's a frantic game, and like I don't play it enough, and I don't go after it enough to say, hey, I want to buy this. I'm not going to spend money on those kind of games. So if they come up as a free game, all for it.
But even still, you're only going to dabble.
Yeah, I'm not. But that's why I'm going for it for a free game, because I'm not going to put forth.
It's almost more like an arcade game. Like you just want to pop a quarter in and get your dose, and then you're done.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know, and like so that's what a frantic game is for me.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of thing. And you're going to say something, Chuck?
I was wondering. Okay, so say Last of Us. I'm sure you wouldn't describe that as a frantic game, right?
No, and
it has some super frantic.
That's
elements.
what I'm wondering. Is do you like it when it's placed in tastefully in a slower game to like emphasize emotional and dramatic things?
Yes, and then that said, though, there have been some super frantic scenes in there. In those kind of games, Uncharted being the specific one.
Oh, yeah.
Not Last of Us, where it was just, I was done with it. It was just get this, whatever I have to do to get this freaking scene over with, because I've played it for 45 minutes to an hour, and I'm on the same part, and I keep dying in the exact same way, but doing something different to die in the exact same way.
For me, that was the part in The Last of Us where it's winter, you are with the cannibal guy before he is evil. Ellie, like, goes out, or you're, like, in some building, you fight 2 bloaters, or you, like, cross a bridge to go on this big thing, and there's 2 bloaters that come in.
You know that first super bloater that you face in
the school?
Was it the school, or was it it might have been the school.
Yeah.
Before you left the main
I always run out of items, like, right before that. I'm like, God, what am I going to kill this thing?
You know what I did?
What?
I crafted a bunch of bombs and left him in a trail, and I just ran around to where he had to chase me through those bombs.
Yeah.
And then by the time he got to me, all I had to do was shotgun him, and he was dead.
That would have been possible, but then there were like clickers and everything, and then there were 2 bloaters, so it was like...
Yeah. No, I'm just saying that first one, though, it was a definite path that he had to follow to chase you.
Yeah.
So I just made traps along that path and made him follow me through that path.
Yeah. I need to play that game again. I'll have to steal it from a kid.
But yes, I died a lot on that spot.
That specific part was hard, but when you're underneath the... I'm not gonna waste any more time.
Yeah.
But, okay. So, and you said, and I was also gonna ask like an example of it, like put in too much, and you would say Uncharted, just like the whole parts where it's like everything's exploding, you gotta jump and climb, or just the action scenes.
No, see, that's not even frantic. That's just your standard push square minigame thing.
Yeah. Well, no, you have to climb.
Yeah. Same idea though. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like the Kratos, square, triangle, circle.
Are those 2, or is God of War's 2, do you think those 2 are like too frantic for you?
No, I love those games.
Really?
Those are kind of frantic-y, though.
But that's all they are, but it's not this intense, just, you can relax and play that game.
I think a lot of it, for what maybe makes it feel frantic, is the playing with other people, for you.
Somewhat, sometimes, yeah.
I think that can make a game go from not frantic to frantic for you, because that other person on the other end is the one
that's amped.
They're causing this frantic tension in this game, and it's not relaxing anymore.
Yeah, it's not relaxing, and I want to play it to relax.
Yeah, I love it when we.
That's why I started out originally. When I was saying was PvP, but then I found a lot of games though that I said that we've played, because like when we've done our Nerdbuzzed our Nerd plays and stuff. That we played by ourselves.
Yeah.
And the ones I'm just like, I absolutely hate this game. Super Meat Boy.
Yeah,
that was
that
just
game. I didn't care for
hard.
it. Yeah, but I mean, like, it was just way too frantic for me. I'm like, I'm sorry, you got to be way too.
Yeah.
I'm like, no. I'm all for platforming games. I'm all for jumping back and forth and making it hard to make this jump, but I don't want it to be this constant on the edge.
Yeah, but it like ramps up, like it builds up to those things, and I think that to be fair, Meat Boy does that fair. I don't really like Meat Boy, but I think that as far as that type of game goes, it levels up pretty well.
Yeah,
like
it starts off like at the top, and then it just gets. But yeah, it is like
it's like you learn. It's deliberately staged and set up so that you learn that to do that next kind of move to get past that object.
Oh no, I get it. Yeah, but I'm just saying. But it's once again, it's one of those games that it's like I'm not going to devote the time to learn it.
Yeah. See, I really get this rush out of like I've figured out the pattern of the game, and so now I know how to like read into that pattern of the game and get the most out of it for like my character in the game. And for me, that's like cool. Like I like trying to solve the puzzle and figure that part of it out.
Now, puzzle games, straight up puzzle games.
Yeah.
That you can sit and think and methodically work through. I love methodically working through puzzles. What
about even like Tetris though? As you get to those final levels, that's frantic as shit.
It is, but that's a little different. But yeah.
Yeah. Do you still enjoy that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also don't do that great at it, but yeah.
Yeah.
I used to be really good at Tetris. I mean, I used to be able to really just like just drop stuff and like make it and kick it at the bottom and.
And that felt good, didn't it? When you had that like perfect slot and you just like lay that in there.
I used to do that all the time, and but I couldn't do that now at all. But
yeah, I wonder how much of it, like I'm probably totally to blame for some of this. How much of it is that the other person on the other end is amping up that frantic for you, right? Like they get intense with it. And they're like,
anytime you get online,
let's do it.
Anytime you get online, yeah, it gets that way.
Yeah.
Case in point, the Neverwinter, playing with Mick and stuff. It's like I was lagging. I was lagging so bad.
Yeah.
It's like he'd be asking. He's like, "Hey, over here." I'm like, "I don't even know where here is yet. Give me a chance."
Yeah.
Your character's still standing still
Yeah,
here.
exactly. It's like I'm like, you were like 3 rooms over. I am still trying to figure out where the heck I'm going here.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know this game. I don't know the controls yet that well.
Well, and to be fair, in that Neverwinter game, that game has like it's like an old school like math class problem, right? Where like you do the learner problem before class, and then you go to do the test. And it's like, oh yeah, remember how that like practice problem we did was at level 1? Well, the test problems are all like level 2 million.
Oh yeah,
Like figure it out, right? We've added C's and D's now, and like all these other angles and things that you never practiced before. That's that game, man. Like you start that game with this really basic understanding, and then they're like, sweet, you kind of get it. Here's a million options for everything suddenly all in your face.
Yeah.
And you don't, I don't know how to do anything. That game is frantic just to navigate the menus for me.
Yeah.
Like, that game's absurd, as far as I'm concerned. It's just, that game's ridiculous.
The menu system I've gotten down pretty good.
Yeah, I can't handle it. There's so much garbage
I was
on the
like,
screen in that game.
Trying to craft the ring, I got that down, no problem. And I could hear you trying to craft that ring, and you were getting that same irritated tone that I get playing stuff, and I'm just like going... Shoot on the other foot, fucker.
Yeah. It's like, I don't get how to do it. And I would say, actually, Neverwinter might be a little bit of the opposite of that, because... if it wasn't for playing with other people, I might have turned that game off and done something else. If it wasn't for other people, like, dude, just do it this way. Okay, hit this button, then this button, navigate to this, then do this, now merge it with whatever. Okay, you got it now. It was like, I never would have figured that out on my own. Like, there's so many stupid menu options in that game to do one simple thing.
I tried explaining it to you, but there was too many people on the chat with us.
Everyone trying to explain it at once.
No, different conversations going, and every time I said something, it's gotten talked over. Kind of like here.
What do you look over here? Sorry?
But it was. I just gave up.
Yeah.
And finally, Mick got it for you, so
Yeah.
we're good there. But
I did get the ring eventually.
yes.
Yeah. I think just as overall as Frantic Games go, I definitely do enjoy a Frantic game. I like the intensity of it and the getting kind of riled up and worked up over it. Mostly because when you do accomplish it, it feels amazing. Like it's like, dude, I was about ready to throw this through my TV screen, but I just like that's a milestone as far as you for video games.
That's where the Uncharted ones and stuff come in. You get those really frantic moments, and that's great. And then you can relax back into the relaxed gameplay right away.
Yeah.
But these games where they're dedicated online and you're playing with other people, there's no option for that.
Well, but I think also to be fair, like you're saying with like your PUBGs and your Fortnites and whatever games like that, that's the point of that game.
Exactly.
There's one massive map, you all get dropped in, and then franticness ensues.
I get that, and everybody's like, "Oh, you're just not good enough at it yet." And you know what? I'm never going to be.
Yeah.
I will never be good enough for this game.
I do think there's some truth to that, though.
You just need to practice some more. That's the point. I'm not going to because I don't enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, and I definitely think that is truth to that, though, right? Well, it's like people with me when like read books. Books are great, and like you're gonna love if you read books. They're so much better than movies. And it's like I get that maybe, but my issue is the books. Like, that's the first hurdle is that I don't like to read books, right? But that's kind of like what you're saying is like, no, I get it, and maybe it is awesome, but I don't like to play the game. Like, the hurdle is just playing the game, right?
Yeah.
For me, it's opening the book and reading it. Like, that's the problem. That's the thing I don't like. It's like, it's kind of like that similar thing. It's just not enjoyable for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A reason I don't like a lot of PvP games is mainly because it's usually like you're a guy and you're fighting another guy, and you can't really get. I mean, you can get creative with it, but you can't get like really creative in like what you can do to it. Going back to the game I've been playing a lot recently, again, Horizon, right? Just fighting one enemy, there's so many different ways you can do it, and each enemy like fights in its own different style, so that you feel like you're constantly being refreshed instead of like I have to fight a dude.
Well, but they're all predictable. right?
Yes.
Like you're learning
Yeah.
the
And-
style of that enemy,
and they all have-
and it's predictable.
And they all have weapons that are definitely catered to them better than others.
Yeah, and then
Different
you
traps
can,
and different weapons.
yeah, and or you can you use different weapons, and it feels really good to like tactically take down a fight instead of, I don't know, like with other games it feels like, oh, I was shot from 10 miles away. Okay.
Yeah, and that's something that bugs me with like the Fortnite. It's like you're undercover, moving along. You're nowhere. You're on the outside edges of this map.
Yeah.
You're the only person out there, and you can tell, you can see a bunch of stuff happening there. Why are you getting just all of a sudden sniped from cover from way the hell? What the hell are you doing even looking out there?
Yeah.
You know,
do you ever go back
You're
in with that approach though?
You're in. Well, I'm saying you're in the middle of this franticness of everybody around you shooting and going after each other. Why are you not looking out for your own self there?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like how are you able to look away from there? Because if I looked away from there, instant dead. But I'm instant dead anyway. It doesn't matter.
Yeah. but I also think, to be fair, how many times have you played that game?
I got on a couple of times since and tried playing it, and then Lucas was on once, and I tried to get on with him, and he's just AFK.
Oh, is he?
He was just kind of just standing in the menu.
He's probably waiting for someone to join him.
And I got on there and like sent several messages and was like, "Hey, dude, you want to play it?"
Yeah.
No
He's
response.
really getting burnt out on the Fortnite.
No response. And I was like, "No, screw it. I'm not gonna play now."
Yeah. It's
I haven't even played. I don't even think I've ever played it before. I need to play it with him sometime.
But like I said, the arena shooters.
yeah.
That is a game for frantic play. I don't like it. I don't care. I don't want that. I want to relax and play a game.
But what if it's a game that doesn't involve other people online? Like, and it is frantic though, and like you got to be quick and like on your game, and it's like intense, and you got to play that way. Is that more appealing? Because now you're not playing against somebody online.
Depends.
You're so picky.
No, I'm serious though. Like what? Like what game are you thinking?
Overwatch.
Never played it. I don't know.
Yeah, but again, that's an arena shooter. You can't say that. Can you
We're
even
not
play
talking about
that?
arena shooters?
Yeah, like just what's just a game that is kind of like, okay, I've been playing the Nier game, right?
Nier Automata.
Nier Automata.
I need to get that. It looks really
And I actually really enjoy it. It is super frantic when you first start the game, but then it quickly dials down into an RPG.
I've watched the video footage of the intro.
Yeah.
Up to where you end up on the spaceship after you've touched cubes, and that was it.
Okay.
You know where they touch cubes at the beginning and then blow everything up and then
Yeah.
sacrifice themselves, and then it cuts to the on top of the spaceship.
Yeah.
That's where I've seen to.
That which is the intro. That's the intro, the tutorial, your basic like how to play the game. One of the best tutorials I've ever played in a game.
So from
It's
what
awesome.
I watched from that,
Too frantic.
from what I watched from that, I was looking at that going, there's many aspects to this that I love, but I just look at it and says I would just not feel comfortable playing it.
I think
I
you
would
actually
not- I
you
would
might
not
actually
feel
really
re-
enjoy it.
I want to try it. You own it, right?
Yeah.
I do want to try it, but I'm not going to run out and buy it because just from what I saw in that video footage, it's just like, yeah, this looks awesome, it looks fun in aspects, but I don't think I would give it the time. I think I would play it and say, I've had enough, and put it away, and there's $60 lost.
Yeah, but even like even when we played GTA, and I was gonna say just racing games, but we don't really play a lot of racing games together, but we do that in GTA, right? And I could see when you and Walter are playing GTA and racing, it's all about the car and like doing the upgrades and like seeing what it does on the track and all that. And me, the instant I'm part of the race, I am that player that's online that's totally willing to slam you into a corner as I go to bank off you to make the turn and whatever. Like you're just new bumpers in that game, in that race for me to take advantage.
I know this,
right? But that's like the frantic mentality that you're talking about. It's like Marcus has now made this frantic.
Yes.
It's not as fun.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. But I thought that even in the even in the racing in the so going back to GTA 5, the racing in the story part of the game.
Okay.
I thought that too. I didn't care for the racing in the story part of the game. It was just too frantic for me. Because that's all that is bouncing off each other.
Yeah.
And it's like, that's not racing.
Yeah.
That is not racing.
But it's fun. It's fun to bank off the other guy or like try to time that braking and accelerating just right
So
that
you nail
slam.
him,
Yes.
put him
Yeah.
into the wall, he
Yes!
stops, and then you
That
keep going.
feels so good. And
No,
then
I agree.
right after
It's
I do
awesome.
that, I always click the stick so I can see in my rear view and just watch him ditch it into the corner. It's like, yes! I get such a little shit-eating grin on my face from that.
And you know the thing about it is I know this while I'm playing. I know that. Look,
Yes.
every time it happens, and I see it, trust me.
I'm on the other
I
end
see
going,
I see it.
Totally true.
And the thing about it is,
But Jack
especially,
loves it,
especially
right?
when, especially,
Best thing.
No, I
especially when
prefer
you get quiet.
Frantic Games.
It's like, you know, it's like,
Because I don't need to say anything. Enough said.
Oh, I always I make sure I say something. Like,
and I do gotta say though, is when we first started playing those games, the racings and stuff, I hated the racing when we first started.
Yeah.
And now it's just like, hey, that's what Marcus is gonna do, and I'm just totally like, don't care. It happens.
But I think that could be like the other games. You just have to do it enough to where it's like, all right, this is going to happen. I need to have the counter reaction to this thing that's going to happen.
I gotta
And
not
whatever
care.
that is for you.
I gotta not care. But the thing about it is with GTA, is there's so much more to that game.
Yeah. It's not just that.
It's not just that.
But if you play with me, I can turn every scenario into that.
Nah.
A lot of them.
A lot of them.
it's just gonna fall apart.
Yeah, yes.
Don't let Jack fly the hell. Don't let him drive.
But yeah, no.
GTA is pretty fun.
GTA is awesome. And I love it because of its franticness.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that keeps that game alive for me. Well, and playing with you guys. I would have put that game down so long ago if it wasn't for playing with other people.
No, just playing Tuesdays. That's what keeps it going for me.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
If it wasn't for that,
Hey, Ollie.
if we didn't have the core group of people that we play with, that wouldn't be my game.
Yeah.
Wouldn't
What's
be my
a game? Okay, nobody online, right? Just you playing it.
Doom.
Single player game that's frantic that like turned you off because it was too frantic.
Turn him off.
Oh my gosh.
Dude, I can't believe it.
Already?
It's the morning thing, dude. It's the coffee.
Not
Yeah,
even
but you
morning.
do this every time.
It's like 2.
Every time we've ever done a second episode,
Jeremiah, did you ever play Resogun?
Resogun. Oh no, I love Resogun, but once again, I suck at it.
But I would describe, well, if you get
It
to
is- it is-
high level play, I would describe it
Oh,
as frantic.
it gets very frantic.
Yeah.
My problem with the Resogun is keeping track of everything that's there. You know, everything that's going on. It's like I find myself
Yeah.
turning into something else. It's like, I swear I shot you.
Yeah, what I do, I mean, sometimes it's like, it's not keeping track of everything, it's just keeping track of, like, the things that are just right there. It's like, what is right next to me on both sides? What is
Yeah, well, that's
about to
what
kill
I'm saying
me?
is it's like I swear I shot that. Why is it right there when I turn back the other direction?
Oh, because there's always something else.
No, I get that, but
And some things have a lot more health.
yeah, no. I mean, like the bullets will be covered up by a ship or something. Like something on the ground will shoot a bullet up, and then you'll shoot the ship, and then you'll turn right into that bullet that was behind the ship.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's like I catch myself doing that all the time.
Yeah. It's you just have to be concerned about right and left, and just know, like,
Oh, I know.
yeah.
I know.
And that's what, yeah,
I
that's
do
what
okay. I've beat it. I've cleared it through once, and I've gotten halfway through. I'm nowhere anywhere close to either of your guys' scores.
to master
For what?
difficulty.
Resogun.
Oh.
I have
But
like
yes, that
some of my
is-
scores
that is-
in like the top.
That is one of those frantic games that I'm so glad I didn't have to pay for it, because I sit down and enjoy it for 20 minutes to a half an hour, maybe 40, and I'm done, and I'm happy I did that. But I would never go buy it.
Yeah.
You know, same can be said for the flip fly one,
Flip fly?
the Race the Sun.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Race the Sun. I totally enjoy that, and you get into those apocalypse levels, pure franticness,
Yes.
pure franticness, and I enjoy it for like 3-4 runs, and I enjoy it, literally enjoy it. And if I continue after that, I don't enjoy it.
Yeah.
So I just stop.
And I definitely think you and Walter are both way more that way, right? Like you both, I don't know if it's like you get like super analytical with it. Is that what it is? Maybe? like you think too much about the whys instead of just do it.
Yeah.
Right? I think that's what starts
I definitely
happening.
think we think too much into the games.
Yeah. It's like you got it. Like, don't try to get it and, like, break it down. Just break it. Just, like, just do it.
Break
right?
it down.
But for me, it really is, with the Frantic Games, it's the moment that it doesn't become frantic because you've kind of mastered its frantic puzzle. And, like, I now can... I am the frantic part of the game.
That's my point of it is I'm never going to get to that level. I'm just not going to.
Yeah, well, because you won't play it enough.
No, I won't, because I'm not enjoying the play.
Yeah,
and like I said, if I was devoting more time to playing games, just sitting down to play games, I think I would. But I mean, what part did we not cover where it's like I want to be not playing on a game that's totally not frantic for an hour?
Yeah,
because I can't save yet. That's almost frantic for me.
Yeah. It's added this frantic element, right? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, no, just stop.
But even in that scenario, I just put it in rest mode and go to sleep and wake up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I take that element out of it.
So can I do that for you when we're playing next time we're playing? I'm just going to put rest mode. You'll be back here tomorrow.
For what? I guess, if it'll save it. Sometimes even when we play GTA, I do that because that way it just loads me into a new group right away. I don't have to go through the whole setup everything.
Yeah, well, see, I've started a new game.
In what?
I have to start it over again and load in because it's I've started a new game. I've played a different game. I've played a round of Resogun, or I've played a round of...
Oh, yeah.
You know. So.
Yeah, I don't... Well, and we've also talked about how...
No, that's mine.
Oh, we're going to switch it up? Do-si-do?
I want to try that one.
Okay, that makes sense. Let me grab a different dick. India Pale?
Oh, that's what I just had.
Okay.
Awesome.
We've already talked about how, like, I like to have the like superhero game for when I want to be a superhero. Mm-hmm. And so then now I'm going to take on the persona superhero and I'm going to go in like I'm a superhero and play the game that way. If I want to be the racer, I'm going to be the racer guy and play the racing game, and like that's my mentality for that. And I'm going to do it for like the knight and like whatever. Like I love having a variety of games because I can be that character when the mood strikes me, right? Mm-hmm. And you've said it's like that's not part of it for you.
It can be, but not entirely. No.
Yeah, but I like that, and I like to. For me, if it's a frantic character, I want the game to be frantic, and I want to like embody the frantic of playing out that persona, right, in the game. And
yeah,
it doesn't sound like that part of it is as appealing for you or Walter, really.
No.
Yeah.
No, I'm playing for the story being told more than anything.
Yeah. I want to dictate the story when I play, right?
I will kill you.
Yeah. Very frantically.
Yes. Well, I was saying, The Witcher.
Yeah.
That game there was just too many options and too many ways of controlling it to do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it was, you couldn't just go in. Now, that said, I think sometimes Uncharted is too simple.
Okay.
Uncharted is just way too simple with just, one button does all.
Yeah.
You know, but The Witcher is like 5 different combinations of stuff does all. You know, it's like it's just too much involved in changing stuff up and moving stuff up. I think that Horizon was a really good balance between. If that makes sense.
Yes.
Because Horizon has a lot more involved to it than like your Uncharted does.
But Horizon is frantic,
it is
right?
It is very frantic.
When you get caught up in
crazy.
when you get caught up in a fight, it's frantic.
It is super frantic, and I have had to put it down many times because all right, I'm done.
Have you beat Horizon?
No.
You still haven't beat it?
No, I haven't beat it.
I beat it a long time ago.
Dude, the DLC.
No kidding. But I'm saying, I said I haven't beat it, but I still enjoy picking up and playing it from time to time.
Yeah.
Jeremiah, if you get the DLC, you're going to hate it because all the new enemies are the most frantic. Like, there's this wolf that just flies around and shoots flames everywhere, and there are these giant bears. The fire versions of them are, like, nearly invincible. And at one point, you have to fight 2 of them, and it's like, that was the craziest fight I've ever had.
See, I read up on that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And decided I didn't need that. Plus, I haven't beat it, so I don't need it anyway. But
yeah.
For me, okay. For me, a frantic game that will break the game for me has so much less to do with the game and more to do with the people I'm playing it with. Right? Like we're playing Neverwinter with the SMF guys, Stupid Mystic Forest. Go check them out. Go to the website, scroll to the bottom, check them out. Shout out, proud sponsors. Yeah. But they, that's Holly, by the way. But they are already like this super high level in that game, right? Maybe this has something to do with GTA and stuff for you. And they are constantly wanting me to do something that I have no idea how to do. Okay. And that makes that game really annoyingly frantic for me because there's no learning curve, right? Yes. It's like I'm expected to just all of a sudden know everything they know.
One thing that would slow that down is if they started new characters, and we all started from the same level. Yeah. Just by virtue of the fact that their characters are just so low level, they can't run into it the way they want to.
But even still, if they, try to cater to us and help us accomplish the quests that we have active, they have already still done them, and they know what the objective is, and they're like, just do it, just do this, just get to this, and there's no chance for us to be like, I'm learning from this. Like, there is no learning in the game.
There was some bother in that when I was playing.
Yeah.
But more so from the fact that I was dealing with multiple issues. It wasn't just dealing with that.
It was also the internet. The internet monster.
The internet monster. And the internet monster, I think, is a major part of this, too. Just by virtue of the last time we played Dragon Ball.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, when we were doing it here versus there, it was night and day difference versus play.
Yeah. You know? Do you think that you and Walter just generally maybe get a little quicker frustrated than I do, though?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think a lot of this element is just being the different individuals we are.
I think Walter and I are very, very process thinkers.
Yeah.
So it's a I mean, as a mechanic standpoint, it's all about what is the root cause. You know, it's not a symptom. You're a symptom seeker, not a not a root cause. Deal. You know, it's not why are enemies coming at me. It's the enemies are coming at me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
You're the doctor. I'm the antibiotic.
Whatever, but
or not even that. Maybe you're the antibiotic, but I'm like the over-the-counter remedy.
But you know what I'm saying? It's like it's I'm trying to think of a way to put this that's really, really, really simple, but there's like just simple, the root cause versus the symptom of what's going on, and there's two different ways of handling it, you know, and it's obviously in these kind of games is shoot now, that's the symptom, eliminate the symptom, you know.
Yeah.
But what's the root cause of happening? You know, where do you stop this from the core? And I think that's where Walter and I would take the approach. It's like, what do we think? You got to think more about it. Why is this? And delve into the intricacies, like you were saying before. And there's no time to do that. Yeah. You don't have time to think.
You're creating more symptoms.
Yeah, you're like
by doing that.
You're thinking like most
you're
people
thinking.
are like,
That's
I'm
the
trying
problem.
to shoot,
Yeah.
and you're like, why are we still here? Just to suffer.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And I'm there. Just over the hill with them in my sights going, suffer, bitch. Boom.
Yeah. Take that, Otacon, or whoever was talking.
It's terrible. No, it totally is.
We should have had Walter for this.
It's so much of a... I think so much of it is player mentality. More so than even whatever the game is. Because I think you and me could sit down to play any game. That could be the most chill game in the world, and I'm going to make that game so much more frantic for you. I will take so much of the chill out of that game because you're playing with me, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but we've done that, and we've played that way, and there's been games that have worked well for that. Borderlands.
Yeah.
I mean, we were able to play Borderlands. You did rush into things a little more than I like to, because I do like to snipe, and when you're just rushing in and eliminating everything, I just don't have anything
he
to
takes
snipe.
aggro. You know?
Yeah. I do. I get very aggro in games. It's just, but to me, that's the point of a game, because I'm not that way
you
in
take
real
aggro,
life.
then Jeremiah snipes.
But what I'm saying is like, when you and I playing Neverwinter, that was fun. It worked out really good. You playing the just run in brute guy, and then I was doing the bow. I mean, it was a really good combination.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. No, totally agree.
You know, I mean, I was able to sit back and think more about what's going on and see the whole scope of what's happening.
Yeah.
Versus just hack slash.
Yeah. Babalu spans over the horizon, and he's like, "There's a couple guys I can take out, and there's an S storm. That must be where Marcus is. I'm just gonna keep going this way, right?" But
Pretty
that's
much.
like most games when we play them. That is completely the mentality.
Yeah.
But it really doesn't matter what the game is.
No.
I think it could be any game style whatsoever. I'm way more just like hit it head on. I'm going to hit it head on. I'm either going to kick its butt or I'm going to fail hard, right? And then I will dial it in from there.
What I'm saying is that caters to. I think that mentality right there is far and away the greater mentality in gaming.
Oh, probably. I think it's kind of a gamer mentality. Well, it is one of the mentalities you can have in gaming, and I do think it's a common one.
I think it's far more prevalent, and I think that and that's what developers are taking into account when they're developing games. So we're developing a game for this person, this core group, and that's what they're developing it for.
Yeah, but I also think like that's not necessarily how like I live my real world life.
So let's say that's what I like about the RPG stuff and the slower stuff is because it comes back more. It caters to the slower play, the relaxed play, let's get a story.
Yeah.
And then what you're saying about the catering to your. You were saying something before I cut you off.
Oh, I was just gonna say I think the way I really look at video games as a way for me because I'm an adult now and I don't have time.
Oh, you are?
Thanks, Jack. Sometimes I have my moments. I'm married. I don't have any kids, but I think that's a pretty adult decision on my part. Let's be fair. But I think that as far as being a responsible adult in the real world, I'm actually pretty good at it, right? Like I don't have anything going on that's crazy in my life, that's in my real world life. I've got most things dialed in pretty good. I know what to expect and I've got it handled. So I want that video game world to be that opposite. So I think I approach it more frantic because of that. Like it is, video games for me are part of that like escapism kind of thing, right? It's like I want to not deal with the frantic part of real life and the annoyances of that, and I want to escape now into a video game and cause that frantic, chaotic stuff because when I turn it off, it's over. Like I don't have to carry that baggage around with me forever now, so I'm just going to bring it into this video game world. Like I think that's part of why I approach it that way, right? But I don't do that in the rest of my life. I don't, at least I don't think so. Like maybe I do, and I'm not aware of it, but I don't think I do, right? The things are pretty methodical and planned out, so I have those set aside times to be the asshole in the game world, right?
Yes.
I save it all up for you, buddy.
I know. Smart guys.
Yeah, right. It's terrible.
Uh-huh.
But that's totally how I approach it. I approach video games so differently than I approach the rest of my life. But to me, that's the point. That's why I'm doing it. I just want to get away and not deal with that part of it.
Yeah, and I was also speaking to Walter. I was talking about him and I both have been out of video gaming for a long time.
Yeah.
Before getting back into it, you being the catalyst for that.
Yeah. Like the whole reason Walter bought a PS4 was to get GTA so that we could play games together.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You being the catalyst for that in both instances.
The podcast, right? And doing nerdy video game stuff. You didn't play nearly as many games before we started our podcast.
No.
Yeah.
Well, no, I hadn't. I totally skipped the PlayStation 3 completely. Like I said, you were the reason I got a PlayStation 3.
Because of Uncharted.
Uncharted, yes.
It might have been
Uncharted
the
2
reason
specifically.
we got a PS3 too. Because I just
PS3
wanted
too?
to play I just wanted to play God of War.
Is that like a slim version of the PS3?
Oh my god! And then he kept telling my dad about games, and so then we got Dad a PS3 for his birthday. Basically, it was also mine. It wasn't really a present just for him. It was like,
well, so now, did you guys have a video game system growing up?
oh yeah, PS2. One of them broke.
That's how young he is,
Blame
right?
on me.
How sad is that's his retro gaming is PS2.
I know.
Well, no, I played N64 for a little bit. That was really fun.
Still, that was that's right at the time. Cause, I
don't know. Well, it's because it's like once you play if you start with PS2 and you go back to Atari, you're like, as a kid, you're like, I don't get it. Why would I just want to play PS2, right? But now I can kind of be like, oh, this is.
No, I totally love the retro going back and doing the.
But now it's like with the rise of indie games, like Binding of Isaac. Why do you need to play indie games like that are older when Binding of Isaac's just that, but like. Or like
because of that. I think that to come back to the frantic part, that's what makes the game frantic, is that.
Yeah.
Right? It's like, which I think is great for some people, and some people love it. I love it. I think Jack
Well, look
is
at Mega Man.
probably in that circle. Oh, Mega Man was a huge frantic game.
I
I'd
know.
already thought,
And I loved Mega Man.
yeah. Well, even like Mario, right? Like you can play Mario by running up and stopping and waiting for every little panel to move or every guy. Or if you play Mario right, you can just hold run and hit your jumps correctly and fly through every level.
Yes.
That's how I tried to play Mario every time.
I tried to play Mario that way. Never succeeded.
Yeah, I probably played it a million times to do that, but that was the way to play it, right? It was like the frantic way. And I wonder if part of that has to do with that I never had a Nintendo or a system with Mario. So when I was exposed to it, it was like in that sleepover scenario, and it was figure out how to get through this level now and do it quickly because I can't go home and play it on my free time. Right?
Yeah.
Like I've just got to do this here now at my friend's house and get good at it really quick.
That's how my Super Nintendo was.
Like your buddy had it.
My buddy had the Super Nintendo. That's
Couldn't wait for him to fall asleep so you could just play it until the morning and your mom picked you up.
that's exactly how it worked.
Yeah, that's what I did. Yeah.
Yeah. It was. We did the standard couch play rules of exchange controllers, except for when we were playing the RPG games,
Yeah.
or like Zelda, or Zelda, or what is it? Secret of Mana, stuff like that. Those kind of games. They were the ones that I was waiting for him to fall asleep,
Yeah.
so I could actually enjoy play.
Well, and even like I would even say if you go back like into a Mario scenario, they did get frantic when you got into like the Bowser Castle, right? And you had like the one like fireball thing swinging this way and one going this way,
yeah.
and the one coming at you, and it's like you had to jump and duck and slide and do all those things just right to get through that one little gap to then fight Bowser. Right?
Back in the day, I totally enjoyed that. That was totally for me. I don't care now.
Oh God, this is like so speaking to my maturity level, huh?
No, I'm just saying I don't. I really don't now. It's like it's anytime that you're that on edge and that worked up to do something, I don't need to be that way.
Yeah.
My commute is more than enough for that.
You guys are more about the
You have no
like
idea.
I want to get away from reality when I'm playing a game and just kind of this is my relax.
Yes.
And get out of it. I'm more the like, dude, I'm ready to get in and tear some shit.
That's what
Right?
I am, dude.
That's my mentality. I
Hotline
want to get
Miami.
in and
Yeah,
do
no,
it, right?
It's just I'm gonna relax. I'm gonna
Yeah.
enjoy a beer. I'm gonna have fun.
I think
That's
so much
how
of
I
this
relax.
frantic has so little to do with the game actually, and it has to do with the approach that's being taken to
It's
the
totally the approach to the game,
Yeah.
and it's the trouble with it is the you know I think you're right. I think you could make Mario Golf a frantic adventure.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Trying to get holes in
Dude,
one. Yeah.
did you see that? That was a perfect shot, but you can't do that. Come on,
Yeah.
do it, man.
Do
Follow
it.
up.
Do it.
Do you want?
Dude, I owned you.
Yeah, right? You know that's how it would be.
Is Mario
right?
Golf real? I feel like that's real.
It's got to be real. Mario's
Mario Golf?
in every
Yes.
single game there is. I bet there's multiple Mario Golf.
Yeah.
Mario Golf was like one of the OG golf games. It was actually really good.
No.
Or
And
Tiger
tennis.
Woods.
There's all sorts of Mario sports, right?
Jeez,
Yeah.
that was a lot. Oh god.
I would like to tell you
Oh, well,
that
Mario
after
Golf.
this episode, I'm more aware that I add that element to gaming for you, and I will try to dial it back.
Yeah,
but
that'd
it's
be
not
lying.
going to happen. Yeah, it's just not going to happen.
I know it's a lie.
Yeah, you will have better luck. Either going down or coming up, whatever you want to call it, to my level. We can call it coming down, whatever you want to say. But you have better luck catering to my play style than
no,
I
but-
do yours.
But no, like I said, what spurred my whole idea for having this as our topic, though, was the Nier Automata.
yeah, yeah.
Watching that because
I still really want you to play through the
I
tutorial.
read it and I watched the video for the tutorial and was just looking at that tutorial going, it looks amazing. There's so many aspects to this that I would love.
Yeah.
And I want to really enjoy, but I just was watching it going, that's too much on edge play for.
I want to say I'm like 30 hours into that game, 35, something like that. And I've heard you can beat it in like 10 hours if all you do are the main missions, right? I've had people tell me that it's better to do that because your level is more appropriate for fighting those bosses and you're not overpowered, right? But I like to clear the map, right? I like to go in, power through, clear the map, and then do the main objective as late in the process as I can, and do everything along the way, right?
Which is my general way of playing a game.
Well, so I played through the tutorial. It blew my mind. Like, literally, I've not had that much fun on a game tutorial in so long. Like, if that's the demo for that game, and you can download it for free and play it, everyone, do it. Like, and take that as the best part of the game. Because the instant that's over, the game quickly dives into way more of an RPG, and the pacing is now suddenly, like, a third of what it is through that tutorial. And I'm having a hard time getting that pacing back up. It happens on the main story missions. Any side quest, you can really just kind of putz around and do whatever you need to do to accomplish it. There's a couple other scenarios where that happens, and you're forced to like fight this big boss, and it's kind of frantic. But that tutorial, so far for me, is actually the best part of the game. And it's because it is just so in your face, action and frantic.
What you're saying about that game, I'm probably going to like it a lot more.
I think you will really enjoy it. I think you'll play the tutorial. You'll have the opposite experience where you'll play the tutorial and come out of it going, I kind of hope you'll catch your breath and be like, whoa, I hope that doesn't keep going. And then you'll actually really appreciate the pace that it then takes. Where I came out of it going, that was so cool. I hope it like amps up again, right? Like I hope it gets more intense, and like it is that intense all the way through, and it's not.
Yeah, no, because
it has moments, but it's not like
the
that.
video I was watching. The guy's engaged in this really, really harsh battle where I know I'm going to be watching what's going on with the battle, not watching my health gauge.
Yeah.
And I keep watching him heal up. Oh, health orb or whatever it was that he uses.
Yeah.
And like just constantly going on. Like, I'm not going to be watching that bar.
No, and you don't have to. Though in the tutorial, it's all automatic because your guy is set up. It's the typical kind of come out of the tutorial. Now you set up all your auto features, right? And you have certain amount of points you can allocate your chips to that do those things. And you have like a 150 points out of whatever. Each chip requires so many slots, right? But you can only apply different whatevers.
That sounds totally.
I think you would really appreciate after the tutorial.
Oh my gosh, why am I drawing like that? Armored Core.
Oh, kind of. I could see that. Yeah, it's so hard for me to say that. Nier.
I'm gonna say
Nier. That game is to say it's like one other game. I don't think I can do it.
No, that's one thing I appreciated about when I was watching the tutorial was it's like, wow, this is like a ship shooter versus a hack and slash versus it just covers everything.
Yeah. And it does it really well. It is really like that Ninja Gaiden, the newer kind of Ninja Gaiden style. It has those elements, right?
I never played the new one.
Well, the what is it, the Ninja Gaiden Black, whatever that was.
Never played it.
The Xbox one. Yeah.
Well, no, I think you had one that you let me play before.
That was Ninja Gaiden?
Yeah, I think it was over here like a long time ago.
I can't remember, but it's like that. It's like Zone of the Enders. It's like which is the Metal Gear kind of feel.
Are you talking about the PS2 Zone of Enders?
Yeah, they're both PS2. Well, they've been
remastered it. Yeah.
But the way those are very Konami kind of Kojima. It has. You're gonna get these elements of it that are like that, like in sound effects, even, and the way the menus come up, and like the kind of buttons you do and what happens. But it has sort of like a weapon system and a combo system, like a Ninja Gaiden. Or even like the PS2 Shinobi game that kind of came out. Like you can do combos and things.
Yeah, is that PS2? I never played the PS2 Shinobi, but is that the same Shinobi as Genesis?
No. Well, it's like the revamped of it. And I actually really liked it. Because it was all about like, if you hit a guy, you could then roll that into like enhancing the next move on the next guy. And like do this, like the early Devil May Cries. I feel like that's what Devil May Cry lost.
Yeah.
As you went, like you could beat a whole level in those first Devil May Cries without ever touching the ground.
Oh yeah.
If you did the like jetting right and everything right, and I feel like it lost that as it went on. It's super frantic, right?
I really enjoyed the first Devil May Cry.
Yeah.
I played. I think I went to number 4 or whatever it is they went to later, and hated it.
Yeah. I would be in that boat.
What about the new one with?
I don't know. I haven't played it. I haven't played it. I just kind of swore them off after like 2.
Yeah, I played the first one, and then the next one I played was like years later, which was like I think 4.
Yeah.
I don't remember which one it was. Whichever one we got for free.
Mm.
And I like, yeah, this is not what I want.
Yeah.
But the first one, dude, I loved it. And then like after I beat it, you could go back through like any section, you know. And I would go down to the one corridor that was the marionette corridor, where all the marionettes were just right down that one deal. And I got to where I could beat that one with an S within like 30 seconds, no problem. But
so frantic. Wow.
I know. But what I would do after that though is just totally because my guy was amped up. I had all the special moves; they were all charged up and everything.
Yeah.
I would just like barely move the stick to where you're just that slow, determined walk. You just be like, whoosh, blow that one guy away, turn around and just slash. And it's just a slow walk right through the whole thing, just annihilating everybody.
Yeah.
As you go, it was awesome. I just love that. You talk about like when you take on a persona and get into the character.
Yeah.
In the game. That's what you want to do. You want to be the superhero. That was totally what Devil May Cry did for me. The original one. I just walk down the corridor and just be like.
Yeah, you more like want to be in the shoes of the character and have that like walking through the sunset moment, and I more want the like I want to cause the mayhem before.
Oh no!
moment.
This was the way I did this was totally. I'm just that badass that you can. Crush you.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I do with. I do the same thing with his games. What was it? Kratos.
Oh, I was actually going to say
Because every character like once you get to that, just like you're overpowered and you can just pull them apart.
Yeah.
Just everybody's like, no, come here. Oh, you.
Yeah, you are the melee guy. You like the melee.
Oh
attack.
yeah. I love melee.
Yeah. God of War 3. When you cut off one of Hermes' legs, he's like crawling away from you. I walked intentionally slow. Like in that scene, you don't walk. Like even if you push the stick all the way up, you don't walk fast. I didn't even know that, but like I was just like did this slow walk towards him, and I was like, I'm gonna.
Yeah,
kill
exactly.
You,
Just
yeah, you're dead, bro.
there's nothing you can do.
Yeah.
Just run if you want.
Yeah.
I'll still get you.
Well, I mean, he can't because he only has one leg.
I know, but you know what I'm
such an
saying.
awesome scene. Yeah. I'm excited
I don't know.
for the new one. Already excited.
It's tough to say how much of it is the game and how much of it is the player, right? It's definitely a balance.
Don't hate the player,
Yeah.
hate the.
Well,
Yeah.
I think it's they're geared towards one more than the other.
You think so?
Totally.
Certain games are versus the others.
Well, obviously, many games are geared towards that.
Yeah.
Like I said, the ship shooters, twin stick shooters, they're just that's what it is. You know, and like I said, not to say that I don't enjoy them. It's just I don't see the need to purchase them.
Good though. They're old school. Where's he going this time?
I don't know.
You know what? He does what he wants.
Water a bush.
My show. What I guess
Our show.
I really like. Yeah, my show. Come on, jeez. Some people still give more credit. Well, I really like Frantic Games. That once you die or fail at something, you can get right back into the action. If I have to, like PUBG, I think I could like that if it was like automatically just sent me to another match, right? Instead of like I die beginning and I just kind of have to sit there, right?
Yeah, well,
or quit. Like I just want to be like
Fortnite works exactly the same way.
Get right back into it. You die, get right back into it. Resogun, it's for the most part it's like that, where it's like you die, you get back into it, right?
Yeah, well, that's what I love about the Race the Sun. Is there's just instantly just bam right back into it again.
Yeah, because I want to keep that feeling going. I don't want to have to be like stop. Like
yeah.
I completely agree. And
How do you know? You weren't even here for it.
Oh no, I know what you're talking about. I feel the same way with racing games. Like any game where you're meant to do something quickly and over again, it has to do that part of it quickly.
Arcade racers.
I just realized my volume was very down, so you probably didn't hear any of that.
Awesome. Perfect.
Basically, what I was saying is, if the game takes me out of the action for too long, if the game takes me out of the action, where it's like I die, and then I have to stop or wait for a long time, like Hotline Miami, it's like you die, you get right back into it. That's what I like. I don't like having to die and then be like.
I think I would enjoy Hotline Miami.
It's so frantic, though.
I know.
That is nothing but frustration until you solve it, and then right back into frustration.
Because 2 is way harder, but 2 is way more fun. Oh,
yeah.
God, it's such good games.
But it's a game, you can only get hit once and you die.
Yeah.
You go in, is everybody in the same spot every time? Or do they
Yes.
move a
Or,
little?
like,
Do
some
they
of them
learn a
move
little bit as you
around,
go?
Some of them move in like weird ways, but for the most part, it's like you were like, okay, I know this guy's gonna be here, I know this guy's gonna be here, I know this guy's gonna be here, and you have to like figure out the pattern you do, and you're like,
Yeah, but see, I've done that for all the stuff that we do for GTA. I've learned the pattern which which the NPCs come through.
different.
But doesn't that feel
though.
good though? Kind of once you
No.
figure that out, you don't like that?
It's okay. It feels good in that I know I can just.
How much more fun? This is a frantic way to play GTA. How much more fun is it now when you hold like the target and just barely flick up headshot?
Oh, I totally enjoy that. It took so long to get just the perfect flick on that.
But now that you have it, it's like headshot, 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 and you can just dominate a room.
Until you go play once again player versus player, and I know I'm nailing headshots. You get like 3 headshots on a guy.
Well, clearly, you're not.
No, obviously I am. No, because there's a guy that he was standing in like one spot, didn't even move,
Yeah.
and I was like, oh, sweet.
I wonder, maybe this is a lag thing again.
Maybe it might be it.
Objects are not. As
It might
close
just
as
it might just be that my internet
Yeah.
connection is perpetually that bad.
Yeah.
I don't know,
Probably.
but
Well, and also I wonder, like especially GTA in particular, how much it is that I just, to be honest with you, I just don't care. I don't care anymore. I've played that game so much. I have everything I need in the game. I don't care. I have this huge retarded stockpile of money. I just don't care. Whatever.
yeah, I know.
Yeah, that's just how that game is, and it's way too much time. To be honest with you, if it wasn't for Tuesdays, I wouldn't play the game. I'm so burnt out on that game, and I dread it a little bit. Like at Tuesday morning, I'm always
Yeah.
like, "That's what we're gonna do tonight." Because let's be fair, Tuesdays were my day to play my game, right? Like,
Oh, is that what it was?
oh, totally. Kristen would go to your parents' house, watch NCIS with your dad. She'd be gone until like 11 or 11:30 at night. I would have my new game that came out on Monday at midnight that I've only gotten like 2 hours in, and now I can't wait to get back into the
Yep.
next day. And I would crack out on that game for like 6 hours straight, right? And it was awesome. I don't get to do that anymore now because every Tuesday we play GTA.
Well, you know, this is your fault for talking Walter into getting GTA.
Yeah, well, and also, though, it is so worth it because it's so fun to get together with you guys.
Yeah.
That's what makes GTA fun for me, is that we all play together, not so much that we're playing GTA.
Exactly.
We could play any game,
I was
and I
just gonna
don't
say,
care.
I think it is time we find another game.
Monster
But
Hunter.
I don't know if there is going to be one.
I don't know. It has to be something... I think the one we have to cater to the most is Walter. I think you're right after Walter, but I'm going to give him the throne on this one.
Oh, I
We
mean,
got to cater to him the most.
If you tried to give me if you tried giving me the throne on that one, I would have definitely argued that.
Yeah. No, I think he gets it first. I think you're the next one to consider. And really, I'm just kind of in it to play with you guys. And I don't really care what the
You
game
can
is
destroy
at
any
all.
game.
And I'm going to ruin whatever game it is for you because I'm going to make it frantic as hell.
Yeah.
You know that's going to happen.
Except for Need for Speed. You did the same thing there, but that's what that game is.
That is that game.
And
Yeah.
I enjoyed that.
Yeah. That was fun. I really
Yeah.
did enjoy that.
It was
I was probably the one that was more the tricking out my car and making it look like from Fast and Furious. Like,
yeah,
right? I was
exactly.
that guy. Adding that extra layer of cheese to my car. Everything's better with
Everything,
cheese, man.
yes. Although I did have to have the tofu car.
Yes. Yeah.
I had to have that one. Which I don't think you really deserve that one. You haven't watched the series.
I'm sorry. I
So wait,
will.
the initial D car?
Yes.
I thought that was ramen. I guess
No, it's tofu. His dad owns a tofu shop, and he's
But
the
wasn't
tofu
he delivering
delivery.
ramen or something?
No,
'Cause it's
he's
like you
delivering
can't-
tofu.
Oh, then what?
Clearly,
was it
you
like
don't
Oh.
deserve that car either.
Yeah,
No,
no,
what
the
can
only
he-
reason
he
I
wasn't
want
supposed
it
to
is
spill
because I
something.
don't deserve it and you love it. Like that, that's me also amping frantic, right? It is. I'm stirring the pot, man.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I love doing that, and you're my friend, so I'm gonna stir your pot.
Yeah,
You're
like
over like this.
Yeah.
Oh, there we
Friends.
go.
Throw a little dash of J in there and work that in.
All my friends have the Aloy armor or the Aloy skin in
Monster Hunter.
and
Yeah.
I don't yet. And
You
I'm
can do Ryu
salty.
too, right? I was
Ryu-
more stoked about Ryu.
It's so funny. He looks so disgusting. He's like all weird. It's like they just took the asset from the game and plopped it
Oh,
right in.
does he look like the?
Can you do his like how do you can you do that in the
I think
game?
It's like an emote you can
Or his
do
like
something.
hurricane kick? Can you do anything?
I think you can. You might have to buy it, but
Yeah.
I think you have to like. You can do a Hadouken, but you have to like buy it or something. I think it's a emote, maybe. I'm not sure. But it's
that's the part you have to buy. Do you have to buy his skin, or do you just get
you just have to grind. You have to do like this one mission over and over and over to get like the right. You have to get vouchers for it, and then the
wait a
monster
minute.
parts.
Is Monster Hunter a game where you fight the same thing over and over, waiting for an item drop? Is that Monster Hunter? Did we just describe Monster Hunter?
It's not okay. It's actually not that bad. Like you don't really like it's.
Is it Xenoverse or Destiny? Is that this game?
No. Because the fights are fun though, because it's not like I'm fighting a weak little guy. It's like I'm fighting this crazy thing and it's running around and it's
But after all that happens, is it a random ass item drop that like 1 out of 100 is the thing that you want, and now you got to play the guy again?
Like sometimes you do it like 3 times or whatever, maybe, to get like the one specific item you want. But there's always other monsters to fight. Is a thing. It's like I want this armor, but it's like
so. Yes, the answer is yes.
It sounds like he's beating around a bush.
I mean, it's not as bad. It's not as bad as Borderlands.
He's trimming some hedges here.
It's not.
Yeah, but also to be fair, because I've had people argue with me that Destiny and Borderlands are this. If you like Borderlands, you're gonna like Destiny, right?
No,
it's not the same at all.
Nope.
The difference is that in Borderlands, it doesn't really matter what gun you get until so late in the game that you're already sick of that game and you just don't care anymore. And the game is about playing with your friends now, right? Like because then the gun's also better. The more people you have involved, the more amped up the enemies, the more amped up the guns are. But you're going to use that gun for like 5 levels and then you don't care and you ditch it.
Yeah.
That is Borderlands, right?
Yeah.
Is there one gun in Borderlands that everybody is striving to get?
Not really. There's like a list of guns, but there's not like one.
Yeah, but like, aren't the other games kind of that way? Where it's like, I'm going to go to this mission. This is how you get that one gun, the golden gun everybody wants.
I'm going to get the ultimate assault rifle. I'm going to get the ultimate pistol.
But but in Borderlands, there's like at least like 20 different weapons that are all like the highest tier, and they're all really cool to use because they're just different.
Well, and they're less dependent on who you're fighting, more so whether you're fighting with enough people. And what level you're at when you're fighting, right?
Probably.
Wouldn't you say? Like, I got the impression that Destiny was more like Xenoverse. I haven't played Destiny a lot, but the Dragon Ball Z Xenoverse, I got so sick of that game after playing one level like 15 times just to unlock my Super Saiyan ability or whatever. And it's like, are you kidding me? Like, it's a random drop that happens on one of the battles. And it's like, I'm done with it. I haven't gotten it. That should be a given. I should have that I should just get so far in the story and they just give that to me, right? That's what, you only played any DBZ anything to go super something.
Yes.
Like, give it to me, right? And I don't get that mentality of the random, that's like a weird video game addiction where it's like you're just looking for the high of that random game drop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't get that. I'm not that into it, I guess. I
got burnt out on Borderlands after a while when I was like, I don't want to fight this guy 500 times.
But did you ever do it with the intention of getting a gun?
Oh, yeah.
I've never played Borderlands with the intention of like, I'm going to play this over and over so I get that awesome
It sucks.
gun.
It's pretty boring
we just
after a while.
Spend all of our money on the...
Yeah, we do on the slot machines, and then I just go out and kill people with whatever good gun I have, because I've never played Borderlands with the intention of, I'm going to play this guy over and over to get this gun.
And like I said, the best gun I've gotten so far has been from the slot machines.
Oh, really? Yeah. The best gun I've gotten by far is because I played with a 4-person group, and it's a gun that I had the other version of, like with a previous character, but now all its stats are like jacked up because I had 4 people playing at that time.
Oh, really?
The best gun I got was from a Torg machine in the Torg DLC. If you like get all the Torg coins, I had to farm for those. It sucked. But and then you have to like kind of reload it so that you get the best version of the gun, but it does crazy damage. It's awesome.
Huh. I've never played Borderlands that way. I've never cared that
it's
much about the guns.
It's when you get to a point where it's like your guns just aren't enough. Right, New Game Plus, DLC.
Yeah, but now you're talking about having these, like, you're at a crazy high level, right? Yeah. Maybe that's part of it, too. I've only ever played through Borderlands once, Borderlands 2, by myself, where I beat every single thing possible and got to and I level capped, right? Mm-hmm. Other than that, I've started that game over with other people online so much. Like, that's just what you do. Yeah. It's like, hey, everybody's new, I'll start a new character, too. Yeah. Who cares? We'll all play together and just kind of share guns and the wealth as we go. And drink beers, and when we start next time, we might start all over again. Like, who cares? Yeah. Or more like that arcade style.
Yeah, that's what you and I did. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
We're supposed to meet up with the SMF guys.
And do some Borderlands?
Do some Borderlands, but that never has happened.
Oh, yeah, call them out. Yeah.
Mondays, Thursdays. Those are my days, I think.
For games?
Usually, yeah.
All right. Well, Tuesdays are.
Unless you want to play, like,
So we'll play Tuesdays.
late.
Yeah.
Thumbs down.
And it'll be frantic. You don't want Jack to play. It'll be like having two of me there.
I know.
And one of them will be even worse.
It'd be like having two of you and you.
Yeah, right?
No, playing games with my friends is fun, but playing games that I'm way better at my friend, like Resogun with my friends, is the funniest thing for me because I'm such an asshole.
Such an arrogant prick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, you guys.
It's probably like GTA Tuesday for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except I'm good at.
Except for you have tact.
I have
Very
yeah.
little.
Very
Very little, but you have
Wow.
Thanks, bro.
Way to pick on. I'm just a kid. I'm just a little boy. Way to pick on me.
Well, maybe there's somebody out there watching. Maybe there's somebody out there watching. But also maybe that person has an opinion on a Frantic game.
Yeah, or a non-frantic game.
Yeah. I would love to hear
Like,
an opinion on either one.
Comment.
Like I said, I generally gravitate with as far as that goes. As I wanted to say, it's like I generally gravitate towards the
Girl Scout cookies.
puzzle-based, just straight puzzle games.
It's invisible.
I think
That's
that-
your game? I would not think that's
Let me
of you as that game.
finish.
Okay.
or RPGs,
How's this
or
possible?
the
Magic.
as far as our what do you call it, our nerd plays and stuff go, the Life is Strange.
Hmm.
There's nothing. It's
Oh.
just purely a story. You're following a story. You're not even really playing,
Yeah.
Exactly.
and I enjoyed
Not
that.
a good story.
I thought you were going to say like racing games.
Oh, I love racing games,
Yeah.
but
But I even think like
I love racing games from like PlayStation 2 era because they catered to using a controller. Racing games now really don't. Let's get into the arcadey ones, but I don't want the arcadey ones.
I love the arcade ones.
If I'm getting into
I'm
a
getting the
racing
new
game,
Burnout remaster.
if I'm getting into a racing game, I want a racing game that's going to give me the purest car experience.
I was going to say that. Like you want to like even in real life, you want in real life you and Walter I think are so much harder on your cars in real life than I am, right?
Oh, totally.
But in the video game world, you guys are your cars are like your babies in the video game world, and I just beat the hell out of my cars because I don't care, right? It's just like
Well,
it's a
because-
weapon for destruction
because
for me.
in the real world, or in the video game world, we have the cars that we want in the real world.
Yeah, and I don't have that same connection. Like that has always been one of the things that cracks me up the most about racing games is how personal you make all those like upgrades and the car that you get and whatever. And I'm like, I'm gonna slam that into that car so hard around the next corner. I'm gonna take all that out of it.
Like the one supercar that I have in GTA is like the one supercar that I want in real life,
Yeah.
and I think I'm gonna have to sell it because I'm really pissed off with that particular company right now and the way that they're marketing it and selling it.
I think if this all plays out, the episode before this one will be the after party with Walter.
Oh,
And you guys, not quite as bad as I am in a video game, are that way with your cars in real life.
I don't know about that, but yeah,
I don't know.
I
We
think
get into that a little bit.
I think you need to start driving more than 1 mile, or I'm sorry, 2 miles a day.
But
Before
even
you can start
still,
talking
I
about
think
it.
I'm like the grandpa driver in real life compared to you guys.
Oh no, totally.
Yeah. But in the video game world, it's the other way around.
Yeah.
Like
In
I
the
am
pizza world.
completely the asshole.
Yeah. Well, if you had our commute, or at least my commute that I had,
Yeah.
I think you would totally be the a-hole. I
No,
really do.
No,
have
Jeremiah,
the-
I stopped taking the free. Well, actually, no. I go through Savannah. I just bull through Savannah.
Oh yeah, so do I.
As
Or
fast as
used
I
to. Depends on what my vehicle is. You got.
In his Stratus.
I was gonna say a Jeep. It just doesn't do that road.
Oh,
It really doesn't.
No,
I
it
mean,
does. It just doesn't do it the way you want it to do it.
to make it a time advantage versus going straight out to the freeway and down. It doesn't do that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no.
I need to find like.
Which tells me
good
that he's
road.
speeding down that road.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Don't do
Oh
it.
no, I go the speed limit all the time, especially when pizza delivering.
Exactly.
Yeah, right.
We're not allowed to pass people because they'll like call and complain, but like I guarantee I go fast. If I'm your delivery driver,
You will have it in 30 minutes or less.
no. Okay, it really depends. Like if your house is hard to find, it might take a little bit. Like I delivered to someone out here and they stiffed me. I was pretty annoyed about
They,
that.
what do you mean they stiffed you? They didn't give you any
Totally
tip or
didn't
anything?
Totally didn't tip.
Yeah,
And
but
I
you
see
get
this
paid.
whole thing of ones.
Do you not get an hourly wage?
I do, but, you know,
Okay.
tips. I mean, it's like $20 a day for gas. It's like, just give me a little,
Yeah.
little tip. Give me a
And they
little
don't. Do
tip.
they compensate you that in your pay?
So
Or do they claim they do?
You,
Do you get like
you
50
as a-
cents an hour towards it or
I don't
something?
even-
You as a delivery driver, what do you expect? Like if you go to somebody's door and you bring them a pizza, what do you expect as a tip? What
It's
do
all
you
about
consider-
distance, right?
No. Just like, when you go to the door, I don't care about distance.
Yeah, no, I'm curious too.
Like,
What do you expect as a tip? What do you go there and say, hey, this is
Let's say I've got whatever my tab is $50 for pizza. What is that? 2 big, large family pizzas?
yeah, 2
right,
hour specialties.
and extras. Yeah, some
Yeah,
other
whatever.
stuff.
So let's say it's $50. What are you kind of assuming you're going to get instead of $50?
Okay.
55?
I don't
60?
do it by the numbers. I do usually by
Okay,
distance.
so your
It's-
logic's so wrong because
Yeah.
nobody cares how far you're traveling. They just
That's
care
all
what
that
the bill
That's all that
total
matters
is.
to the delivery driver.
Yeah, but that's wrong. That's a weird thing you have as a delivery
usually
driver.
like $5,
$5?
4 or
$5.
5. Yeah.
Because I tip,
On a $50 tab.
I
Do you
I-
expect $4 or $5 all the time, or only because
Yeah,
I
like
got 2
usually
pizzas?
like that's about the average.
I say
right?
$2 to
For
$4 is what I tip my
2 to
delivery drivers.
4.
2 to 4.
You bastard.
Does it depend on how quickly
5 to 20.
they get there?
It depends on what I'm ordering usually.
Do it by distance.
I don't think I do enough delivery. That must be what it is. Like I don't know what to
You
expect.
should.
I hate
tip
tipping.
50.
That's something we've never really talked about.
Yeah.
I hate it. I think it's the worst thing in the world. It's
You
the
know, it's
biggest
different when you're on the other
scam
side of the wheel.
in the whole world.
Yeah, but
Get a
see-
different job. That's my complaint. If you're relying on tips, you're in the wrong profession.
Well, it's because I also go to college and I have all this other stuff to do. So it's like, look, I'm a big boy now. I gotta
Yeah.
get those tips.
I have the answer for tipping.
Whoa, has
I've
this
told
been
Jeremiah
invisible
this.
the whole time?
I've heard it, but yeah.
There's only one answer that will solve tipping for everybody in the whole world. You're going to hear it first on Nerdbuzzed. Every single time you get a receipt, it should have a tip call. I think that should
everything.
be
Oh, no,
for
yeah,
everything.
no,
I
on
think
the
pay
card
stubs,
thing.
like when you get a paycheck from Sahara Pizza, it should have tip column with a big fat 0 and a line through it. That would numb us all to doing that. And suddenly now tipping is fair game for everybody.
Yep.
I think it's weird that only certain industries get tipping, and that it's based on our conscience and how guilty we feel for not tipping them that like gives them value. Like that's so wrong and messed up. It should not have anything to do with that.
Yeah, no.
That to be said, I'm a pretty good tipper, and I think I average like 20%. I hate it
for most things.
But I do pretty good tipping.
Delivery drivers are the one that I don't tip the best.
Oh my god.
They really aren't.
Yeah. Would you
'Cause-
tip more if
well,
you
no,
went
because-
there and like picked up the pizza and they had like a tip jar?
I would
you
actually-
tip more than the
Well,
than
no,
the delivery
because,
guy?
because they charge a delivery fee on top of it. So you buy something,
This hurts me.
you buy something, and you're paying premium price for whatever it is you're buying.
Yeah.
They charge you a delivery fee, which is usually like $6
Yeah.
It's 4, but it's
for your deal. But
Is that
a lot
just
of places-
across the board $4?
50 cents of that goes to the delivery drivers. Most of it goes to the people making the pizzas.
See, no, that's bullshit. That should all go to the delivery driver.
Yeah, if it's a separate charge,
Yeah,
totally.
Yeah, it's a delivery charge. Delivery charge should go to the delivery driver
for gas.
for whatever.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying that should be for the delivery driver's wages, not for the.
It's like a shipping cost.
exactly.
Yeah.
But anyway, what I'm saying though is that's something that they charge a separate fee for. So I'm paying for that service now. So if I'm tipping on top of that service, what I'm tipping is for that service fee, not for the overall bill fee. You know what I'm saying?
You're
Yeah.
tipping for the beautiful boys that drive out to you and give you your food.
Well, if that's the case, I'm gonna hold my hand out and expect money back.
Only if it's Jack.
Yeah.
Yeah, I stand firm on that the tipping is one of the biggest scams in the world, and I don't understand how it ever happened. I think it happened because somebody that was in some sort of a service industry did extra for someone and was like, hey, sir, I'm going to do you this solid. And that guy was like, hey, that was pretty cool that you went out of your way and did this thing that you never needed to do. Here's a couple bucks. And then somebody was like, did you see how that happened? And then everybody was like, I should get a couple bucks for just doing general Joe blow shit.
Yeah.
And nobody does extra now. They just expect the money.
Yeah.
That's
Or
the
I do
problem.
extra. Dude, I'm so extra,
Standard-
bro.
Standard, I was
Wow.
say standard bar practices. You go get a drink, whether it's a well drink or any drink, is $1.
Tip.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You buy a drink, you leave an extra $1 on there.
Yeah.
Just immediately on top. Yeah, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah. I think there should be like a standard drink you get, right? If you don't leave a tip, you should still get what you're paying for, right? If you tip, then you should get a little extra half-second count as they're pouring the bottle.
This is like going into rant cast and a half.
I know. It's going to be like an hour and a half. But it should be like, they hold it there for like an extra second or two because you're tipping them and they've noticed you've tipped them the past couple drinks. You should get extra, right? But I kind of think it's the other way where if you don't tip, they go, he's not going to tip me. I'm going to give him half what he wants then. Like, screw that guy, right? You should still get the bare minimum.
Yeah, you should still get the standard pour.
Yeah. It should not be, you shouldn't get penalized for not tipping.
Yep.
You should get extra for tipping. That should be the mentality.
That is the lore behind it, the premise behind it, but that is not the reality.
No, I don't think it's the reality at all. I think it's so reliant on you feeling guilty for not doing it, which is the problem with it, right? They're like, just make them feel guilty and they'll leave you a tip, even though it's the worst service in the world. I can't tell you how many times I've gone out somewhere and had just the biggest garbage service, and somebody's been like, I left this for a tip, is that okay? I was like, dude, leave none. Like, I'm fine with none. That was the worst service ever. So I'm not coming back. It's fine, right? Don't leave them anything.
So I went to a major chain, what do you call it, restaurant.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was a major chain, but a chain restaurant. Took a gal on a date for there. Or it was where we ended the date.
Yeah.
And
a gal on a date. I think you said gallon. Gal on a date.
No, a gallon's what I drank after I got home.
Yeah. After that date.
but I took a gal on a date there, and I mean it was like the worst service. So we got in there. The hostess, whatever, seated us. And while we were there, she took our drink order. Or they took our drink order. I can't remember if that was a guy or a gal. Anyway, you doing okay?
He's all got Girl Scouts in his mouth.
Whoa, no!
Anyway, so, they seated us, took our drink order. And, while we were there, and then the waiter, shows up after somebody else another waitress, refilled our drinks for us.
Yeah.
And our waiter finally shows up and takes our order. And the cook brings our order out. And this place is busy, but not super busy.
Yeah.
I mean, there's clearly plenty of open sections. The cook brings our freaking meal out. Okay, we enjoy it. The meal was mediocre at best, because it's what it is. I mean, it's a chain restaurant.
Yeah.
But, so we get our meal, and the busboy actually is the one that takes our drinks away from us, the empty glasses away, and says, hey, do you need something else? And we say, yeah. So then another waitress brings our stuff to us.
Yeah.
And finally get our drinks filled again. And then the waiter just drops by, and as he's coming by, he's just this swooping past. There's our bill tab on the thing. Didn't even say hi, nothing. Just drops it on the table like that.
0 tip.
So we finally get this done, and I hold up a dime. Like, he's at the other, taking order from other people. I give him, the most evil freaking glare.
Yeah.
And hold up a dime.
And that was the tip?
Down on the table, and then as I'm walking out to the hostess, I says, here, split this with the cook. Give her a $20 bill.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, but to the hostess, but I'm like, here, split this with the cook. Make sure he doesn't get any of that.
Yeah. Can I give one tip to the waiters and waitresses that are out there? If you don't write down my order, it doesn't impress me. If you don't write down my order and get it wrong, I'm thoroughly unimpressed. If the person wrote it down and just brings me what I ordered, I also am completely neutral on that. That doesn't make me think that's less of a waiter. If you can not remember it, just write it down. Yeah. I'm always scared. Just write it down. I'm not impressed that you don't write it down. Let's just make that clear. The rest of the world doesn't care. Yeah. Write it down and get it right, please. It does not affect your tip whatsoever.
To be fair, though, if you get it right and you don't have to write it down, that's fine. Just get it right.
Oh, no, like, then I don't care either. I'm just saying it's not impressive to me.
Yes.
It does not do anything to influence your tip whatsoever.
Oh, yeah.
All it does is if you get it wrong at all, is completely ruin the tip I was going to give you.
I think the number one thing to improve your tip is, A, the meal comes out on time, which is the cook's problem, not
Yeah.
yours.
Unless it sits in the window.
Unless it sits
Because
in the
you've been
yes,
at the restaurant
yes, I
where
have
you've
done
seen
that.
it in the window, and you've thought, that's my meal.
Exactly.
That's my meal getting cold. Staying
Yes.
lukewarm under that terrible red
yes,
light.
that exists, but in most cases, it's late coming out of the kitchen.
Yeah.
But the meal comes on time, and B, do my drinks stay full?
Yeah.
If I have to wait for a drink, that's like the first thing that's going to be like, I don't need to tip you.
Yeah. Especially if you're a place that serves beer.
And I kind of feel like an ass after the last trivia night.
Why is that? Oh, that was garbage service. Do
Oh,
not
it
feel
was.
guilty for any of that.
I know.
That guy sucked.
I left $1.
That guy was so bad
I know.
because it was an insult. Like,
Yes.
you could have left
oh,
nothing.
no, I could have left nothing, but I think $1 was more of an insult than nothing.
Yeah, it was worth $1 to you to insult him.
Yes.
Yeah. I love it. All right. Well, on that note, we would love for you to tip us and go to Patreon. Throw us a tip. You can get some T-shirts and stuff. Jack is going to
We
go
just
to
give you
work
an
now.
Hour and a half of excuse.
Yeah.
of entertainment.
If you order a pizza from Jack, he would love it if you tipped him.
$5 at
preferred.
least, it sounds
Yeah,
like.
$5 to $4 is preferred.
If you don't have, but if you don't have money, then it's totally fine.
Right. And how do you know? You can just tell when you drive up. Do you base the tip you might get like on the house you're going to? Like if there's like a Bentley in the driveway and it's like this super fancy house that's well maintained, or you're like, I'm gonna get a tip.
Do you know you're not getting a tip from that place?
Oh,
You
yeah,
know
I
it.
used to when I had my own house painting business. Any house I drove up to like that, premium price. I never once gave them a discount price at all. No.
Yeah.
And I just didn't dicker with them on it. That was I would tell my Daniel, my business partner, when we went up, I'd be like, they get primo price, dude. Look what they're driving.
Yeah.
Basically, right? Yeah. You can afford to pay me. Yeah. So that's a lesson
So,
learned.
okay,
Put
so-
your cars in the garage, park them behind, hide your cars, borrow your neighbor's car if you're that rich guy, right? Borrow your neighbor's Honda Odyssey,
So
park
I'm
it in your
I'm-
driveway.
I'm looking at replacing my Jeep, which looks like a total HUD comparatively, right?
Yeah.
My Jeep was what? Almost a 30K vehicle,
Yeah.
used. And I'm looking at replacing it with a BMW that I'm looking at for $6,000.
My volume was
Yeah.
down again. I have
Okay.
a problem.
But if you walked into the
Serious
if you drove
problem.
into there and you were going to give me my quoting on painting, you saw that BMW in the parking lot, what would you say?
Okay. I think, to be fair, I'd give you the same deal on either. Because I think that the Jeep that you drive is like Hummer level Jeep. You don't drive the standard Jeep. You drive the Jeep that is full of arrogance. And so, like, I'm not you, and it's not a personal attack, but come on, you drive that Jeep. It's bright ass yellow. It's lifted up. It's got it's got the big tires on it. Like, that person has money to burn on toys, right? So
Okay.
you can afford to spend money on me,
I
right?
see.
That's how I'd read them the same. I'd try to go into it with some sort of perspective.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just curious, though, on that. Cause,
Yeah. I totally would look at them at the same, I think. Yeah.
All right.
But if either of those, there was somebody with like this really nice like Mercedes or something that was in there, and then like once you actually get into the house and you open the garage and there's like another one and like an SUV or like
Another
a big
one.
boat or an RV or something, just pay me what I ask. Like, really? Come on. You obviously care. Just pay me so that I can keep things at the level you're used to.
Yes.
Yeah. That's like because I don't get tipped. Like, coming back to
Yeah.
the tipping thing, how about that guy who goes in and does the super awesome job
you
for
get
you,
cookies.
and you're still dicking him down? Not all the time.
No.
I do a shady painting job, or did, when you made cookies and didn't offer me one. That was the worst.
Oh, no,
When
no,
you
no.
could just, like, when you're painting around the kitchen and, like, the kitchen vent is blowing right by you, and it smells like fresh cookies, dude. You know those are fresh. And you're painting, as you get towards the deck on the back of the house, you're like, that slider's going to open. I'm going to smell cookies. Somebody's going to have a plate, maybe a little piece of tinfoil over it to keep it warm. They're going to be like,
It's
hey,
a good time tonight already.
you want some fresh cookies? And I'll be like, you want a kick-ass paint job? Deal, right? And then you don't get cookies? Every corner cut. Every corner cut.
Yeah, no, he didn't grow up.
So
Yeah.
he paints houses exactly like he plays video games.
Frantic. Hey, but if you make me cookies, I will contort my body into whatever weird position to get that weird part of the house that nobody will ever see, and it'll be painted so nice. If you don't give me the cookies you made, I will not even look at it, because you'll never see it either.
Spray gun with overspray.
Yeah, whatever. I don't care. You don't. Terrible.
Wow. On that note,
Do we end it now?
Yep.
yeah. So what do you think of your...
8.25. That was really good. It was really, really well rounded.
Wow.
It like even though I ate the Girl Scout cookies because I'm a little cheater. Also, because this episode's been like 10 hours long, I can still taste it. I can still taste it, and it's not like bad. It's not like a gross mouth feel.
Huh.
It's good. Really well rounded, and like the.
Are you going... So, based on that, because I think that this, right away from the bottle, without ever even opening it, you could tell it was different from all the other...
Yeah, real ginger.
Well, and it just was
Real.
different, right? It had, like, sediment in it. It looked...
Yeah.
It had stuff in it. Is that going to be something you will look for in, like, future ginger beers? Because you're planning on a trip to the, like, root beer store,
Yeah.
right? Is this something you might consider now, going in?
Looking for.
Like something that isn't just crystal clear and obviously super manufactured and processed, and maybe something that's got a little bit of sediment or like a little extra love in the bottle.
Because, like, I mean, that has been, like, right there. That was really good. I think, yeah, I might.
Yeah.
I might have to.
I think that's a good. It's a good note that we always observe our beers first and then drink, right? Like that.
Yeah.
I think that if you would have just popped that open and drank it without ever looking at it.
I mean, you could even see through the bottle that it was very, like.
Oh,
That's why I shook it up.
Yeah.
Because I was like, gotta mix it all in. Yeah, but I'll search for the sediment.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying don't go with that as like your new standard, but
Yeah.
it's something to consider,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Maybe I won't.
Yeah, right.
So do we need to put both of these into the Nerd Archive, the beer archive?
Both of them? I guess we could.
Okay.
I think, should we do that, or should we just do a Dick's overall rating?
Do both. For the sake of science. Just write whatever one on top, and the other one, like, choose one for top
All right.
and bottom.
Because it's been an hour and a half, and I'm going to have a hard time distinguishing.
Well, I had the IPA first. I'm going to say I'm just okay on the IPA. I'm going to say probably a 6.5.
So you're better than okay. Don't lie.
Okay.
I love that you ended it with, okay. Okay, so I'm drinking the IPA right now.
Yes.
And I also agree it's not as good as the Fremont
Not
Emerald
even
City
close.
Comic-Con one. But I also don't mind it. Like
No.
it has flavor, which is
It's
good.
drinkable.
And it doesn't have any sort of heavy alcohol flavor as it warmed up, which I think has been happening a lot with the IPAs I've been drinking. So I'm going to give it... I already forgot what you gave it, but I'm going to give it I think it's a 7. I think it is good. I'm okay with it.
Okay. And then this one, I'm actually really liking it.
Yeah?
Yeah, this was the, what was it?
The Bullseye.
The
It should be
cream
called
stout.
Bullseye. Yeah.
So yeah, the cream stout. I'm kind of really digging this. It's got just enough of the roasty flavor, just enough of the malt, but it doesn't sit heavy.
Yeah. I was pretty pleased with it. I would say overall, from what I've had out of the Dick's box, most of them have been pretty good. Like, as far as flavor wise, they've been pretty good, and they've been diverse, which has been nice.
Yeah, so I was gonna do a 7 on this one. So
Nice. I think that's fair. I'm gonna also go with you on a 7. I do think I thought it was pretty good. It was a little sweet when I first started, but that actually kind of rounded out as the rest of the flavors moved to the forefront, which I think is kind of typical of a darker beer.
okay.
Like as it warms up.
Oh yeah,
right?
totally.
Yeah.
Yes.
In some ways, I think an IPA can not be better as it warms up, and whereas like a darker beer, you can actually bring some more of those flavors in that are more complementary as it warms up.
Yeah.
Like kind of typically, not always is that the case for an IPA,
Well,
but
the hops aren't going to change a lot between temperature. A whole lot. You're going to get the aromatics more as it warms up.
yeah,
But the malt definitely changes a ton through temperature.
Yeah.
And seeing as your dark beers are almost all malt based, that's
the sweetness of it kind of subsided a little more as it.
which is not common. Usually that grows.
Well, maybe that's the malt. Like as it warms up, the malt is kind of moving
But the
up,
malt
which I know is the sweetness. But like, it almost had like when I first drank the stout, it was a little overly sweet when I first drank it, and as the rest of the flavors came in, they kind of mixed better as it warmed up.
Yeah.
And it was more complimentary of itself, I guess, as it all rounded out.
Yeah, it's very well balanced at the end.
Yeah.
It is.
So overall, from our brief experience
I'm gonna say a solid 7 so far for the Dicks.
for the Dicks, it's good.
Oh, these are only 2 I've had, but I'm.
Yeah. There's more Dicks. Don't worry
We're ready
about
to
it.
chug down some more, yeah.
Yeah. Let's get some more Dicks in our mouth and whatever.
Okay.
Too far, Marcus.
Too far. Sorry. Just sometimes you gotta cross the line to find it.
This is a mature podcast.
That was the line? No, just let me step back once, but that was the line.
Alrighty.
Found it. Okay.
So we gonna do this?
To all the nerds.
Through all the buzz.
Bottoms up.
Let's get Nerdbuzzed.
Talking about beer. Talking about nerd culture. You're on Nerdbuzzed. Marcus and Jeremiah.
That's a Jack issue. I want your $4.
You're on Nerdbuzzed.